Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we are on Nau's account from Vietnam server 2. We're going to be trying out Bonnie in AFK stages first of all, and then we're going to try her in PvP. Regular arena, Supreme arena. He has his Bonnie. I should show you the charms on her. He has a Bonnie at Supreme plus 10 exclusive equipment, which is all you need. You do not need to go beyond that, because her plus 15 upgrade is only basically for her stats. Her key skill upgrade that you really want is changing it from moving her aging magic to bouncing to one unafflicted enemy to up to 2 enemies. That is a big upgrade, and so you'll really want to get her to plus 10 exclusive equipment if you want to run her at her full potential. Okay, her charms are going to be the sorcery charms. We talked about it in the skill review, but basically ultimate power is going to increase the stun duration as well as increase her damage output from her ultimate, and her skill power is really important because that increases the value of her attack debuff onto the enemies from 30% up to 45% at maximum like stacks of the aging like enhancement. The other charm option would be insight charms. These would give her more tankiness and skill power, and then you just pass on the ultimate power. I think that would be a good option, but I would really choose between these two. I think sorcery is probably the best offensive option, and insight the best defensive option. Okay guys, let's try regular AFK stage. We have the regular stage. Let's copy the formation. Now, we're going to want to run it in the first team. The question is, who would we want to replace here? I'm thinking replacing maybe Carolina. Maybe we can replace Temesia. Actually, I want to try replacing Temesia because I think there might be a lot of people out there who haven't been able to like recruit and level up Temesia. I think more people have Carolina built than Temesia on their account. That's what people at least have told me. And there we go. Okay, so Bonnie is applying the deal. Already, the whole enemy team is stacked with the aging magic. Like, this is what I'm talking about. When you have her at plus 10 exclusive equipment, and if you have enough AoE magic damages on your team, for example, Iron, Carolina, Tassi, then you're gonna fully stack them up with debuffs within like the first 10 or 15 seconds of the match. Because it will spread to 2 unafflicted enemies each time you fully stack one enemy target, your first enemy target. I want to see the damage contribution at the end here. Okay, so easy clear with this team, rather than Temesia. We'll have to play out the second match. Will it even show me the damage contribution? It should show me the damage contribution after we're done with this one. Yeah, but this is the thing. Bonnie is looking like a very powerful debuffer. She rapidly can stack up to full stacks debuffs on the entire enemy team. You saw that they were all attack broken. They all had their haste reduced. And that can be helpful for AFK stages. But I want to see now her damage contribution. If you can see that. It was high. It was very high. It was as high as Carolina. That is pretty crazy to me. And like, so basically it feels like Bonnie can be fit in, like obviously you're never going to replace Iron or Almas, but then you could put in Bonnie, Arden, Tassi, Carolina, Temesia, basically anything can fit into those final slots. But she did high damage at a Supreme plus 10 exclusive equipment. Okay, so that shows that she is pretty viable for AFK stages. I don't know if she's going to be needed there, but at least she's a good option. Okay, we're going to try attacking rank 11 play. I have a team concept in mind. Oh, I didn't want these. Okay, well, if we're going to go for the buff tiles, the thing is, Bonnie, we can try it. I'm still going to try it. I have my team plan. If we're going to go for the buff tiles on offense, we're going to go all out. We're going to go Iron to take the Lily May interruption, because now the Lily May interruption works differently. We're going to bring Lily May of our own. We're going to bring our 2 Tassi and Taylene. Where is Tassi? Tassi is here. And then we're going to bring, I guess, Bonnie. Like, the whole purpose of this video is to try Bonnie, but I don't think Bonnie's actually going to get much done. Is she going to debuff the Damien? She can't possibly debuff Damien. So is it going to be the other Rearmost, which is going to be the Lily May? Might be Lily May who we debuff with the Bonnie. And Bonnie has high range. She can sit in the back. We could even give her the Enlightening spell if we want to. Why not? Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's watch it in 1 time speed. Tassi can cast her ultimate. Yeah, I don't think Bonnie's really going to have to do much because my whole team is going to handle everything. But, okay, yeah, Lily May. Well, Frester is debuffed somehow. Not the Lily May. Oh, because Lily May was on target by the beginning of the match. But now if we can kill the Frester We don't kill the Fresser in time, but then it would have spread. We still got the haste debuff onto the enemy Talene, but my Bonnie is dead. Yeah, this is the other thing I wanted to see. If Bonnie dies, the debuffs stick. The debuffs are still present onto the enemies. Yeah, the debuffs is still present on, and we fully stacked the Talene, who previously was not, or is it the Tassi? We fully stacked the enemy Tassi, who was not. So the aging debuff is going to stick even after Bonnie dies, and the rest of your team can continue to spread it. That was one thing I wanted to figure out, and that is really important. The enemy Tassi still has a debuff. It's kind of permanent, even where the Bonnie is dead. So now my Tassi has a potential to actually solo it here. Because we have no debuffs, but the enemy Tassi is debuffed, and that attack in his debuff is pretty important. I think we're going to win. Because, yeah, the enemy Tassi is not hitting hard enough. Okay, we got nuked in the end. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is not a comp for Bonnie to do well. And she still did one of the most damage because her damage keeps sticking. The aging magic is going to be permanent onto the enemy. And it is going to last for the whole fight, even if Bonnie dies. And then the rest of your team can spread it. That was one thing I wanted to figure out. And that changes almost everything. Guys, Bonnie is pretty overpowered. This is overpowered. And then you're just going to want to maximize her stats because the aging magic is going to keep teching every second as a percentage of Bonnie's attack. So you're actually going to want to have plus 15 exclusive equipment on her if she is actually going to be usable in PvP. Oh, wow. I mean, I don't want the energy tile map because I want to try a more stall-oriented team where we can get value from the long drawn-out fight with all of the debuffs. So is anyone not running the energy tile map? Okay. Yeah, we can try a team like this. So I'm planning that I want to run these heroes, but the question is, do I want to run who do I want to replace? I think I'm going to keep the Tassi and the Lilimia. I'm going to replace Talene, and I'm going to go for the Bonnie. So Bonnie we'll put Tassi in front behind the Fresto. Lilimia can be off to the side. We'll have Bonnie in the corner. Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have the debuff onto the enemy Talene. Now we need to activate it. Go. Okay, good. Now it's going to spread to the nearby enemies, which are the Fresto. Awesome. Okay, the problem... Oh, Talene is going to cleanse the debuff each time she revives. So Talene kind of counters Bonnie. But it's spread back to the Talene now. Okay. Well, we're looking in a good position. The Talene is basically fully debuffed right now. She is casting her ultimate, but it's not hitting hard. Yeah, it's not hitting me hard. Yeah, it isn't. Okay. Well, actually, my main Fresser is almost dead. Okay, so it's hitting the Fresser hard. Now my Tassi casts her ultimate. The enemies are all debuffed. We're gonna do it. We got it. That is beautiful. This was a really convincing win, and this was a top-ranking player, right? This is rank 6 of his server. Talene keeps reviving, but Bonnie keeps applying the debuff, and look at that burst! She's crazy! What? Supreme plus, are you kidding me? Another broken hero. I didn't want it to be this case, because... you don't want so many broken heroes, because then you have to recruit for all of them. And then you wish you had enough temporal essences to also take it to plus 15. She's broken. She's actually crazy, Bonnie. Wow. I was not expecting this. I thought maybe some AFK stage use, maybe decent in PvP, but not a must-have. She's actually kind of dominant in PvP. Okay, guys, we have the rank 5 player. Let's try attacking into him. What I want to try is, let's go for... full stall Talene and Tassi, and not have Lilimia. I want to try this and see what happens. Okay. So okay, we have the debuffs. Debuff went off onto Talene. Okay, now it's spread to the Fresto. He's fully stacked. Talene's fully stacked. Oh, but my Bonnie got burst. But anyway, the thing is, we have the aging magic on all of the enemies. My team can carry it from now, right? Even if Bonnie dies, it isn't a problem. As long as Tassi and Talene can do enough bursting, all of the enemies are fully stacked with debuffs right now. And they're going to be taking the tick damage of aging magic every second. So Bonnie kind of will work well in a stall team that survives a long time, like for example this team we're running, because then you keep getting this damage per second from Bonnie even after she's dead. And that was one thing I wasn't sure about. Is this damage going to continue? Is the debuff going to stay in effect and continue to possibly spread even when Bonnie dies? And the answer is that yeah, it does. Okay, we're in a little bit of trouble. Taylene is bursting now. We proc the invincibility of Tasi, which is good. I think we're going to win from this position. But it didn't look super safe, right? But I think definitely like the allies who are the best for Bonnie are Taylene, Tasi, Damien, because they all remain on the field. And then you can gain that basically guaranteed value of stacking all the enemies with the debuffs. Like look at the Tasi. She can never get rid of this debuff. She's maxed out debuff. She's taking the aging magic damage every second. Now finally my Taylene will eventually be able to cast. Actually, it might just be a stroll out. No, we should win, right? Yeah, we got it. Okay, so that is kind of the team. And all you need for this is Bonnie doesn't even have to survive more than 1 second, because she immediately casts at the beginning. And then the longer she can survive, the better. She can help like stack things up. But then she goes down and she still deals the most damage. More than the Paragon 2 Tasi, more than the Paragon 1 Taylene. I think this is like the dream team, right? You have the tankiness for Fresser at the beginning, Damien, Tasi, Taylene, and then just Bonnie dealing the damage, like even out damaging the enemy Paragon 2 Taylene who did the most damage. Okay guys, in Supreme Arena, I've set up basically 3 of the teams that he likes to run, and we're going to try to find a place for Bonnie. So we don't know what the opponent is running. So there's a Dunlinger download comp. And in fast enemy kill comps, you don't want to run, in my opinion, Bonnie, because you will not get the value. You need to use it in a stall-oriented team that will take a while. Oh, well, actually, you could use it to try and counter Diurnal by just debuffing right at the beginning of the match and see whether that has enough power. But what I'm thinking is it's still going to hit really hard at the beginning, and it has a potential of killing you too quickly. But let's try it. Let's try it. The Rearmost is going to be the Diurnal, definitely. Or whichever hero is on that tile. It could be a Dunlinger Taylene team as well. And this is what we're going to try. Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's see Bonnie in Supreme Arena with the sorcery charms that we have. I tried looking in dual mode, but a lot of the people in the history were all people who didn't have a full defense set. Maybe there were some people on his friend list I could have checked to try and find their defenses, but that's kind of the problem. A lot of people might not be setting their real defense. I didn't see the mark under the Lily May. Okay, here we go, guys. So we have the debuff onto... Wait, no, the debuff is onto... Why was it onto Laika? It should have been onto the Diurnal. Because Diurnal... So I think there might be a Rearmost issue again. Because this has happened before. Where now we have... Like, we need to watch that replay. I think Diurnal didn't get debuffed at all. And he should have gotten debuffed there. Yeah, it was just a Laika. Laika got debuffed first. And that's not how it should be. On the rearmost enemy. It's not like the furthest away enemy. It's the rearmost. But there's a miscalculation with the rearmost. They have to fix this. That it should be the Diurnal. But currently it is not in the Diurnal slot. It's in the other slot. And for a long time, even in Supreme Arena, the rearmost tile on defense was considered that one. But they finally changed it to where it should be. Where like the Diurnal was placed in that match. But it is not being fixed for Bonnie. So that needs to be changed. They need to update that. And I'm sure they probably will. And then maybe she would be more viable. But right now, she cannot counter the Dunlinger Diurnal comps because she won't even debuff him. But even if she did debuff him, I think just the haste buff is not fast enough. He's still going to be nuking you at the beginning. And like, you need the long, drawn-out stall fights like we saw in the regular arena. But either way, Bonnie is looking... She is looking pretty impressive. However, definitely she does need a comp which is like built around her to be effective. Like, it needs to be a strong, long, sustainable, and surviving team, like with Damien, like with Taylene, like with Freestro and Tasi. However, in those teams, you basically just get a huge advantage because you can fully stack up debuffs onto all of the enemies, and then your team will not be debuffed, and you will win the 1v1 or 2v2 at the end. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. The important thing that we took away from this is that after she applies her aging debuff, even if she dies, it is going to continue. It will continue dealing damage per second, and it will continue having the debuff potential and spreading of debuffs to the nearby enemies. So just by having Bonnie in the team, basically. So guys, that's it for this video. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.